starshine lights my way to bed. Magic rainbows glisten in my head. Just like a child I live in wonderland. All my dreams are coming true. Heavy shackles used to hold me down.
Today's video is to tell you all about a fabric that I have tested for Minerva Crafts. So here's the dress I've made. It's beautiful, just look at that colour, it is absolutely gorgeous.
I think I'll go fly into the sky. Give the moon a smooch, he's my kind of guy. Maybe
So I am on the testing panel for Minerva Crafts, and what that entails is about once a month they'll send an email out with a list of products that they would like people in the sewing community to try out, and then in return for getting that product you will write a blog post that Minerva can use on their website, and I find it great. It makes me try things that I perhaps wouldn't have tried, and then reviewing all the different blog posts on the Minerva website gives me great inspiration for what fabrics to use, because there's so many fabrics available, and I think it can be a little bit difficult to know what will work with what, so seeing that on the website really helps. The fabric that I have tested here, I'm just going to get my phone so I tell you exactly what it's called. It's Lady McElroy Sydney 4-way stretch plain crepe suiting dress fabric. It's priced at £17.99 a metre, and this colour, this lovely colour that I've used is called Blush. The composition is it's 94% polyester and 6% spandex, and it can be washed at 40 degrees. Now it is a heavyweight fabric, and I was quite surprised at just how heavyweight it was when it arrived, and what I thought I would do before I started cutting into the fabric to cut out the pattern, what I thought I would do is film a video just to show you the drape and try and show you the weight, etc. In that video, and a bit about the stretch as well. So I'm just going to flick over to that video before I tell you a little bit more about the dress. Okay, so I wanted to show you this fabric before I cut it up so you can see exactly what the stretch is like and exactly what the texture and drape and things are like before I cut it up into my dress. So just look at the colour first of all, it's absolutely gorgeous. So it is a like a dusky pink colour, they call it Blush on the Minerva website. There's a lovely texture that runs through the fabric as well. I'll just bring it in closer to show you. Just take a moment to focus. There you go. Even see if I can get even closer. So it's a lovely texture that just runs all the way through. So yes, a beautiful drape. Some spandex in it as well, so just to show you the stretch, so here's my selvages running along the side, so it does have a little bit of stretch, not loads, running in that direction, but it is actually a 4-way stretch, so it has more stretch in that direction. It's quite bouncy. Yes, I will go and cut this out very soon. I think it will be really easy. I think it'll just be like working with a standard woven when it comes to cutting it out, because it doesn't slip about or anything like that. It is quite heavy. Obviously I can't show you on video how heavy it is, but it is quite a heavyweight fabric, even though it does have lots of beautiful drape. Okay, so that's what the fabric was like before I hacked into it. The fabric itself was really good to work with, although it has got a bit of stretch. It sews just like a woven, it sewed just like a cotton. I didn't have any difficulties with it at all. What was a little bit tricky is pressing. So this fabric does not like to be pressed. So for example, when doing the hem, what I would do normally is fold it over, press it so I've got that nice clean line, and then stitch it in place. And even with loads and loads of steam, it didn't react so well to the pressing. However, that said, when it came to pressing darts, for example, they press really, really cleanly. So just to show you that there. Now I was a little bit worried with this pattern as to whether it was going to work out with this dress because of the weight. So let me just show you how much weight there is in the waist. So what you've got is a double layer bodice because it's self-lined, and you've got a gathered skirt, and in addition to that you've got elastic sewn into the waist as well. So there's a lot of bulkiness and weight going on there. I'll just show you the inside. So yeah, you've got a double layer on the bodice, you've got your gathered skirt, and then you sew elastic onto the seam allowance of the skirt as well. So there is a lot going on there. So I wasn't sure whether it would work, but it did. It hangs really, really well. I did have to use my walking foot on the sewing machine in order to get through all these layers of fabric, but then it flew through no problem at all. What I also did with this dress is used bra strap elastic rather than doing the straps in the same fabric as the dress. I just think it adds an extra special touch. And then I've used these lovely rose gold sliders and rings. I'll show you those when I come back into the camera in a second. They did come out a little bit big, the straps at the back, so I did just have to kind of fold them over on the inside. Oh, and something else that I discovered how to do is these belt loops. I'm just going to come in and show you. So many times with those kind of threaded belt loops, I've tried to follow the instructions on how you do it by hand, kind of using a bit of a crochet type method, and have failed every single time. So what I've very often done is put bits of ribbon or bits of elastic or something like that instead, which doesn't look great. But I stumbled across a really good YouTube video. Can't just remember the name of the channel, but I'll put some text in, and I'll put a link to that video as well in the notes. It was a eureka moment for me. It shows you how to make these kind of threaded belt loops using your sewing machine, and it literally takes seconds to do. An absolutely super video, so I'll put a link into that as well. So what I'm going to do now is just put the dress on and film a video showing you what it looks like worn, and I will be back in a moment.
Magic rainbows glisten in my head. Just like a child, I live in wonderland.
Okay, so thank you for watching the video. I do hope it gives you a little bit of inspiration in relation to trying fabrics that are new and sometimes breaking the rules as well. So I'm really pleased with how this has come out and how it hangs, and if I followed what it said in the pattern instructions, you know, I would never have used this fabric because it doesn't say that it's really suitable for heavyweight fabrics. But of course be aware of the risk, because sometimes it doesn't work out and then you may have wasted a lovely piece of fabric along the way. So thanks for watching today. I hope you found that useful, and I will see you soon. Bye!
Change my former point of view. Just like a butterfly, I've got new